Good morning, everybody. So thank you very much for allowing me to be here this morning. Super glad that it's this week and it wasn't last week. So Westfair has always been present for the communities that it serves. When Council Bluffs wanted to secure one of the state's very first casino licenses, it was Westfair that stepped up and made it possible. This board used its nonprofit status to provide a bridge for the creation of Iowa West. And while the Iowa West origin story is very closely linked to Westfair, that is not the reason we're supporting the project. We came in with a lead gift of $2.5 million, and we just recently announced a challenge gift, a matching gift of an additional $2 million. There's a lot of reasons for why we're doing that. We're supporting it because Westfair helps build communities where families love to live. And that is the core mission of the Iowa West Foundation. You know, Midwesterners define ourselves by our ties to the land. Even though a lot of us live in towns and cities now, our heart is still in the land. We still think we're sodbusters, right? No matter where we live. That is our common heritage. That's a bond that keeps our communities strong. And in a world that is increasingly isolated, we need whatever common bonds we can find. The land, our agricultural heritage, our rural sensibilities, these are the things that give us a common sense of history. And that is what Westfair is all about. So the Iowa West Foundation believes that a sense of belonging and shared purpose are central to healthy communities. We support the people and the organizations in our region who are creating communities by building connections. And that's what happens at Westfair. So at this time of year, Westfair is home to fair families and the fair community, and those relationships that are built at fair last a lifetime, as Connie can attest, and they really strengthen our communities. And with a new facility, Westfair will have the capacity and the resources to build those connections and that sense of community year-round, with sporting events, with educational activities. Honestly, the opportunities are almost limitless for what can be conducted here. You know, when the Iowa West Foundation board and staff reviewed the request from Westfair, we individually sort of recognized all the ties that we each have to this place, the personal ties that shaped us. And so that example of our team, our board, and our staff, you can find that example all over the county. Westfair has another really important and very unique purpose. Westfair creates leaders. 4-H and other ag programs create leaders through discipline, through hard work, through hands-on connections with living things that kind of demand your entire focus. The kids competing here this week are going to be the future leaders of our community. What if more kids could have access to those opportunities? What kind of leaders could we build for our community? So the Iowa West Foundation is supporting the spirit of Westfair to help give future generations a place to grow and learn. A place that shows them that they matter, that they belong, that we understand that they are our future, and that we care enough to help them build the future by investing in them. I am incredibly fortunate to be able to help direct resources to important projects like this, the Spirit of Westfair. But this project matters to me personally as well. My husband Brian and I have made a personal investment in the Spirit of Westfair, and many of you who've seen Connie speak before, which is everyone in this room, have heard Connie talk about her why. And so she asked me if I would talk about my personal why. I speak from the heart about 4-H and farm families because those are my roots. These are my parents, Jim Sutherland and Janet Doty Sutherland. They left their family farms in Kansas. You can see my mom up there is Kansas State Fair. They left their family farms in Kansas not too long after these photos were taken, when they were still just kids in their early 20s, and they came here to Council Bluffs to be teachers. And everybody in this room knows you can leave the farm, but the farm does not leave you. There were a lot of memories that were formed on those wheat fields in Kansas. So the personal gift that Brian and I made to the project honors the legacy of my parents, my grandparents. It honors their hard work, their values, their commitment to build a better life for my sister and me. And now it is our turn to follow the path laid by the generations who came before us. It is our turn to make a commitment to build a future for the generations who follow. I know that almost everybody in this room probably has made a commitment to this campaign. I hope that you will each support the spirit of Westfair at whatever level is meaningful to each of you, because together we will create a future that the past can be proud of. So thank you for being here this morning, and thank you for allowing me to share my why.